I like that we're getting this figure. I like the way it looks. It looks really. I mean, it looks pretty spot on to what I saw in the animation.
Because a Chinese dragon transformer does sound really, really cool. I will put that out there.
It does sound really, really cool, but more than likely we're not. The loincloth, the loin plastic, whatever he has there. He's definitely carrying a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know. So that pimp hand is strong. I'm telling you, all these. Welcome back, BDC fans. As always, I am Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con.
And we're back with another round of news, and let's just hop right on into it.
Well, let's take a little step back and say thank you to everybody that subscribed. We've had a great influx of subscribers, but I looked and there's about 60% of you that aren't still subscribed, so we would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and follow us on this journey. But to everybody that has, it means a lot. From me, at least, I'm assuming Bobby as well. From the bottom of my spark, I thank you.
Yes, it definitely means a lot. And the comments have been great, so please keep them coming. So now, is it okay if we start the news?
Now let's get into the news. And let's start off with something that we're both excited for. And that's Haslab's Deathsaurus or Desaras or however the romanization is. So I got a lot of pictures, so we'll go through them one by one. But this is what you get in the package. And this is a lot of stuff. If he's about, I think he's 11 or 12 inches tall, you get a lot. You get a bang for your buck for this.
Yeah, I'm looking for the little mini figures. Oh, there's one. Okay.
There's one, and then the other one I think is that square underneath it, which we have a close-up of them as well.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. But no, I think this was probably better. I'm glad that it funded and kind of met the tiers. So I was really looking forward to the chair, which doesn't look as great in this picture, but I'm still looking forward to it.
I mean, we can't really judge anything off of these pictures. I did see a picture earlier today that kind of annoyed me. So the prototype pictures that we funded had a silver paint on a lot of the gray parts, and now it's just flat gray plastic on the later prototypes, which is not a good look for Hasbro. But I will keep my optimistic hats on, and that was just a prototype, and they fixed it when we get it in. So we'll have to see. But let's talk about some close-up pictures. So here he is himself. I like that he does get that mace, though. I think that's really cool.
I like that the mace is long. You know, sometimes we'll get figures and the mace doesn't touch the ground. It just kind of like hangs there a little bit. So I like that it touches the ground. I wonder if that chain is, has some articulation to it where, maybe you can bend it a little bit or something like that. It looks like it's just straight, but who knows?
I was going to say it just does look just like a chain made out of plastic. But, that's where the upgrade kits, which we have a lot of upgrade kits to talk about this episode. That's where they're going to come into it. But so we've got the throne right here, which looks really nice. It's going to be hard not to display him like this in that throne because that looks really cool. And we have his space chicken mode. It looks good for what it is.
I like all the details in the wings. In the chicken mode, it's normally that would be all hollowed out and looks like a big box of Eggo waffles, but it looks like it looks like they covered the waffling with a little bit of details in there. So I like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm perfectly okay with that as long as it looks a little bit unique. So I think this looks great. Moving on, here are the minifigures, and this is why I thought that little gray square was one of them. It looks like it just folds up.
Yeah.
And they look fine, too. They look like their G1 counterparts, and I can't really complain too much about that.
Yeah, I think they are pretty cute. They're pretty cute.
Yeah. And these are the weapons that I think were crowdfunded. If I'm remembering correctly, it was like every tier or something, and they look good as well. So I'll be glad to get them. And as you can see right here, the chain is not posable
Well,
like you hoped.
it looks like right at the handle, the gray where the gray meets whatever. It looks like there's some bend in there, like it could bend a little bit. So maybe.
Okay, I'll let you be optimistic about that part.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So, what do you think overall about this package? I think this thing looks great. I'm very excited to have it. I know you have no interest in the character whatsoever. So, what is somebody who does not like this character think of this, or who does not care about this character, not does not like?
Well, I would actually say more so. I don't have a connection with the character. I did again watch Victory. It was either early this year or late last year. The months are going by so fast. So I didn't grow a big connection to him. So that was probably the biggest thing. It seems like all his henchmen were in the show more than he was. So I like that we're getting this figure. I like the way it looks. It looks really, it looks pretty spot on to what I saw in the animation for a Hasbro figure. And I like all the accessories. It looks like it's going to be a fun toy to play with.
I agree. I am a little shocked that this is a Hasbro figure. I'm going to be honest with how good it looks, but I have my fingers crossed. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. So let's move on to some con news. So Legends Con and I guess it's the New Jersey Comic Con as well. I'm very confused. They're having a 2023 Christmas shopping action figure collectors event, and I guess they're calling it Legends Con. I don't know the names, but you could go ahead and go there. They'll have a door prize, which is Haslab Galactus, which I know you don't follow Marvel Legends, but that's a ginormous figure that goes for like $1,000. So
is it that
I would be because it's a Haslab figure,
right? I didn't know.
But I mean, I think Marvel is a little bit more far-reaching than Transformers, especially with all the movies that came out. So it's a lot more money. And if I won that, I would be very happy to flip
it. I've seen some of their other Haslab projects, and I would probably flip it as well. But if I was in New Jersey or in the surrounding area, I'd probably go to this. I like going to cons, even though they're not necessarily TF con. I would be happy to go to this. Side note, that Megatron looks really good.
Yeah, we've talked about it in the past.
I know.
It doesn't transform.
It doesn't, but it looks good.
No, it does look good. Especially in that throne, yes. So, but just like you, I would go if I was in the area, but I am much further than you are.
Yeah, it's just a little over a country away.
Yeah, exactly.
A little under.
All right, so let's talk about the leaks, and this one caught me off guard. So Hasbro said during Cybertron Fest in Singapore, never heard of it. They're going to be getting a dragon item. It's the first in Asia. It'll be a fall item sneak peek global first. And you might be asking, why is this in leaks? You can't see the image right there. That's because the whole thing already came out. And this is a Dragon's Year Transformer toy. They're going to show it off. Or Year of the Dragon, excuse me. And it is a retool. Now, take these pictures with a grain of salt, because technically it is not official. But we've seen the leaks that have been happening in the past. I mean, this is pretty official, and they've even found a number for it in the system.
Oh.
But this is a retool of the Last Night Deluxe Steelbane. So that was a movie that was, in 2014? And they're remolding the deluxe of it. I can't believe they're doing that, to be quite honest with you. That is just ridiculous that they would go back that far. Instead of doing like the Dragon Megatron and retooling that or something like that, they picked a random non-movie character to be their Year of the Dragon toy. This is just so lazy to me.
I like the packaging.
Well, I didn't talk about the packaging. Yeah, the packaging's great.
I like the packaging.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I mean, it's going to be a movie toy at the end of the day. And it's going to be weird because it's going to be like an English knight that turns into a Chinese dragon.
I mean,
unless they remolded the armor, I can't really tell. But the original toy looked like an English knight.
So I don't remember the original toy. I barely remember the movie. So that's why this doesn't weigh in on me either way. The reason I say I like the packaging is the packaging would actually make me probably pick this figure up if I had access to it more so than the figure itself. So that's why I said I like the packaging. Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I'll actually have to go look it up, but I just don't have a connection. This is even a further connection than I have with the Deathsaurus. So this one would be, look at this package. It's really cool. Oh, and it came with a transformer.
Yeah, I mean, the original toy isn't bad at all. I actually quite like that figure, but I liked it in 2014 or whenever the movie came out. Please correct me in the comments because I'm probably wrong with that year. I liked it back then, but it doesn't hold up to today's standards. I mean, it's not bad. I have both versions of it, the one with the skeleton face and the one that's normal. And it was a fine figure, but I feel like if they're going to do a super exclusive like this, they should have made it a little bit more interesting. I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe we're going to get a whole new mold and it's going to be so cool because a Chinese dragon transformer does sound really, really cool. I will put that out there.
It does sound really, really cool, but more than likely we're not going to get.
Yes. All right, let's get away from that and move into what is just announced. Really quick, we haven't really been talking about the comics, but they talked about the Transformers #3 cover, and it looks fine. It really gives Marvel Comics Transformer vibes with all the dark shadows and stuff to me. I never read those, but I've seen some of the covers. But I just realized I don't like how his foot is on the trailer. That's really weird. I didn't even notice the cars in the bottom. I don't like that. But anyways, how many of these are you going to be picking up? Every cover variant?
Actually, I have the one that I picked up in Orlando, and I haven't looked at any other comics since. So I probably need to backtrack and figure out what I'm missing. I actually like this cover up, and I like the fact that I like seeing the alt modes underneath as well. It kind of gives you a split view of whatever's going on. So I like it. Optimus looks dark and frustrated, and
I do like that. Yeah.
And he, I'm wondering again. I still haven't read the first issue, so I'm wondering what's going on in his mind. What's he thinking about? What happened, or what did he do? And then seeing the human stand over him, looking up at Starscream in the back, it's just kind of like, what did Starscream really do? And is Optimus biting his faceplate, to get back at him or what? So I'm kind of curious. This is an interesting cover.
Yeah, that might be why I also don't like it. I hate humans in my Transformers, so I don't like that. Next, we've got Dr. Wu's Fire Ladder and Grain Hook. That's what they called it.
Crane Hook.
Inferno and what?
Crane Hook.
Crane? Okay.
Yeah,
well, somebody did a typo, and they wrote it as Grain Hook. And I still think Grain Hook sounds better, so I'm going to call him Grain Hook. And it's obviously Inferno and Grapple in the gray versions. I think you should buy both of these. They're right up your alley. They're legends, and you love the X-Transbots ones. You might as well get the Dr. Wu one, since that's going to be a problem, as you stated before.
Not going to be able to do it. I do not like the gray mold either, so that's also an easy pass. I am not going to be painting my figures, so I don't want them gray. I mean,
I think these are supposed to be like prototypes on your shelf. Not particularly, but yeah.
I don't need that. And so, or they could be as if they died, or something. There's so many different uses.
Yeah, that too.
But yeah. I don't need any of those uses for the figure, so I will be passing on these. And if I remember, I'm not the only one who picked up a Dr. Wu figure and really liked it. So
really liked it is a stretch. I liked it. I wouldn't say really liked it. I hate those blades. They're really bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's a fine figure. I would probably rate it at the bottom. Hey, I'm just gonna be honest. Maybe we should do a show rating our Legends figures because it would be closer to the bottom of the list because of those blades from the other ones I have.
The other ones you have, see? Oh, okay.
I have 2. How many do you have, Bobby?
I have 15.
Okay, good. I have 4. So let's move on. And I don't use them. You're using them as the G1 characters. I'm not. I make my own names and everything for them.
I only have Sandstorm because I don't have a proper Sandstorm, and this is going to be like if he's way off in the distance somewhere.
That's what it's. Okay, all right,
yeah.
That makes sense. All right, well, let's move on, and this is all up your alley. I know you're probably going to buy these. This is New Supply FX's Omega Supreme kits. These look really cool. I really like that laser one, and I kind of want to get it even if it's not for Omega, if somebody else is using it.
I do like both of these, and at first I just kind of clicked on it, and I glimpsed at the missiles coming out of his chest, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was. I mean, I literally just looked real fast, and I was like, he has foam coming out of his chest, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's kind of cool. I do really like the laser as well, and it's almost making me want to get the Legends Devastator kit just to put around that, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, if you want to do something, you will do it eventually.
I'm not going to do it.
I'll see that Devastator kit in your collection soon, but I want to know the prices on these things, because if that laser thing is like $10, I might pick it up.
It's not going to be
anything more, and I'm out.
It does look really good.
All right, so let's get into a lot of upgrade kits. The first one is Ratchet's Operating Studios. I think we talked about them before, but they finally have a name. And this is an upgrade kit for Victory Leo. So it does make it look better. And it does make it about the same size as Victory Saber, which I think is more cartoon accurate. I don't think he was that short. I think he's supposed to be, eye to eye with him, which is cool. It looks like it's unpainted. I don't know if they're going to have a painted version or if this is a DIY kit. It does look 3D printed. So are you going to be picking this up for your Victory Saber? Or Victory Leo, excuse me.
Probably not. I don't think I need it. I have a couple of MP versions, so don't think I'll spend the money to upgrade these.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So let's move into another upgrade kit that I think you need to get to go with your Hotshot. It's a filler set from Matrix Workshop. I bought a few things from them. I'm sure you have as well. They're very popular. And this looks fine for what it is. I don't get these filler sets, honestly. They're not worth $15 to just fill in a few holes in my collection, personally, for a Hasbro figure. But I know you love that Hotshot figure, and you're probably going to get this, and you cannot wait to get this for the red version that you have as well.
Being that I don't have either of these versions, and this is more aligned with your fandom of characters and figures and shows, this would be more in line with what you would pick up. I'm not picking up the Hotshot or his alternate repaint color. I think you should definitely grab both of those. But with that being said, I do think this kit looks good. Just like all the rest of the kits, I mean, it's just a shame you have to do this. It almost makes me think Hasbro has a second business making upgrade kits, because, gosh, like people are just like, woohoo! Another upgrade kit. As soon as the figure's announced, upgrade kit.
Yeah, it's very fast. But let's keep it going. For the Studio Series Optimus Prime, you could get a laser gun that actually works and a Matrix chamber. Don't got to talk too much about these. They look fine for what they are.
I'm somebody who likes lights in their figures, so I have like a drawer full of different batteries and stuff like that. So I think these are cool. And it's funny, after I put the batteries in and turn them on once, I do forget about it. But if somebody's around and they want to see it, it's good to be able to show it. But I won't be picking up this figure either.
Me neither. Next, we've got the Legacy Metroplex, some missiles for him. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I guess they're actually empty before, so I guess you fill it up. So that's nice.
You actually had this heading your way, didn't you?
Oh, I did. I got it in. I opened it up. I closed it up, and I returned it. TFCon was coming, and I'm like, I could keep $200 with this figure, or I could spend $200 at TFCon, and it was quickly on its way back.
Yeah, just not a fan of this character.
Yeah. It didn't come with the minicon. If it came with the minicon, I probably would have kept it. So,
nope.
Moving on, we've got light up eyes for the Nemesis and Arc. So this is something I could see you picking up, but I don't know if you would be spending the extra money on these figures.
Truth be told, I actually have a light upgrade for the Arc already that I got when the Arc first came out. I do not have anything extra for the Nemesis, so I don't think I'll get it. But at the time I got the Arc, which was a couple years ago, I was, still doing things with Hasbro, their filler kits and stuff like that. And so now I don't know if I will.
I mean, if it's cheap enough, I think you should get the eyes. If you have it already for the Arc, you should probably get it for the Nemesis. If it's like $15, I would do it.
Yeah.
If I already had one.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure.
All right. That's good enough for me. Next, let's talk about this. So there's that jet that you really wanted with the 13-minute transformation video that looks like hell. But behind it, we could see that aircraft carrier that we already talked about once. And they have a new figure. So let's talk about that new figure. And here is the display. He's like a missile truck. I don't know what type of truck this is, but let's get it even closer. What do you think about this, and when are you going to be picking it up?
I'm not sure about the piece, the loincloth, the loin plastic, whatever he has there. He's definitely carrying a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know. So I'm not sure about that aspect of him. But I like the figure. I do like it. I like the vehicle. I like the way the bot mode looks besides that midsection piece, but the feet are kind of interesting as well. I don't like it as much as the jet, but this is looking interesting.
I'm the opposite of you. I think this looks 100 times better than the jet because it doesn't look like a straight up Bayformer. The other one looked like it came out of the movie. Not the jet mode, but the robot mode. This one I can kind of mess with. And I also like the unique alt mode. I haven't seen a lot of trucks like that with the missiles on the back. So I like the uniqueness of it. But yeah, it depends on the price, honestly. And the size.
$125.
That would probably be too much for this. I don't like the green enough. It would probably have to be like 80. And I don't think it's going to be that cheap.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, and that would be pushing it as well because I have no. This would just be a fun figure to get. It doesn't have a place in my collection.
We're not going to talk about where stuff fits in the collection. Ugh.
Well, here's everything they're going to come out with. There's that big jet that I think you need to get all these. The big jet, the missile truck, the jet, the aircraft carrier, and then there's one more jet. That last jet does have my attention. I do like the colors that they use for that. That white and gold and the baby blue mixed in looks really nice. But yeah, these aren't doing it for me. I'm sure that you cannot wait to get all these in and just leave them in alt mode like you do.
Hey, when you make a good alt mode, and I normally transform it, see what it's like, and then keep it in the mode that I think it looks best in. So
yeah, and the transformation on that jet
it did look good.
Very complicated, and it's very well engineered, but it does not look like fun at all. So if the other ones have that transformation, I'm out. I want my things to still be fun to pick up and play with.
Yeah, it might be that jet looks like I'll be sitting down and taking my time and watching the video on slow-mo.
Yep, see, told you he was going to be picking it up.
The jet.
All right, well, let's move on to some updates. And the first thing I have is some images from Takara Tomy for their everything coming out in April 2024. So it's a lot of the figures we've already seen, but they are new pictures slightly. So let's get into it. First, we've got Energon Megatron, which I do think this might be the best core class that they're coming out with. And that's not saying much, but it does look decent.
I'm still in for it. That's $11, $12. I think I'll go ahead and still pick it up.
Yeah, I think I will too. But at the same time, it has. Oh, but it could go with my work. I have the Hasbro core class at my work. This will I'll take off that Megatron I really don't like and put him as the leader of the Decepticons. So there you go, Bobby. Thank you for selling me on another figure. But this is not a pre-order. This is I get it if I see it.
Same here, definitely. Only if I see it.
Yes. Next, we've got core class Snarl or Tasmania Kid, whatever you want to call it. This thing looks worse and worse and worse the more I see it. And it makes me sad because this was one of my favorite figures when I was a kid.
I don't know why I didn't realize it before, or maybe I did and just don't remember. His hands look terrible.
That's why I hate this. The whole arms look like they're about 20 to 30% bigger than they should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they were smaller, even if the hands were smaller, totally cool, but they just look too big.
And I just don't like the way they look. And I mean, I'm old. I grew up on watching Kung Fu Theater, and it reminds me of a Bruce Lee movie. I think it was Enter the Dragon, where the guy who was fighting could take his hand off and he put on another hand and had swords on it, but it was a fake hand. That's what that hand looks like.
It does. I think I know what you're talking about. The proportions are just wonky on this. I don't like that the backpack flaps don't fold up or do anything. They're just there. I would rather get the original one than this. And I might, just to spite Hasbro, go get it out of my storage unit.
That pimp hand is strong. I'm telling you, all these.
Next, we've got Boulder Crash. This is the proportions look good. They look better than the Tasmania Kid, but that sword mode is the worst thing I've ever seen for a sword. You ain't cutting nothing. You ain't cutting a block of cheese with that. Next, we've got Core Class Frumble. Take it away, Bobby. At least it fits in Soundwave's chest.
It fits in, and it's something I didn't notice. I like the Decepticon symbol on the bottom of his pile driver.
Yes, I forgot about those. Those actually that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. It makes me think that if he hits you with it, you're gonna have a little impression,
a stamp. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. I am surprised not surprised, but I do like that he fits in Soundwave's chest. I don't have that Soundwave.
So I do have that Soundwave, and I have the Ravage that's supposed to go in his chest. It is so hard to put that in his chest. Maybe they fixed it with this figure, but it does not want to work. That's not what this figure is meant for. Or the Soundwave figure is not meant to have a spring-loaded thing. I don't know. I got it to repaint it, and I never did. That's the story of my life. This one, I know you were so excited for this alt mode. Are you still going to be picking this up?
I did like the alt mode. No, excuse me. I said the alt mode is the best thing about this figure. Not like the alt mode. Something I didn't notice. I like how they painted the chain on the bike. That's cool.
They did. That is kind of.
That's cool. Yeah. I give them credit on that. Other than that, Yeah, this is a this is not only a hard pass, but this is like a mountain falling on your head pass. That's how hard this is.
I will say I like the knife. I think that looks really cool.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Okay,
Crocodile
that went over
Dundee.
my head.
Crocodile
Yeah,
Dundee.
way over my head. Yeah.
And I don't have an Australian accent, so probably sucked on that too.
Let them know in the comments below if you got that reference. Next, we've got Thundertron, and it looks better. I still cannot get over those shoulder pads, though.
So this will be my one Hasbro figure that I pick up for the month so far. I do like it better without the peg leg, and I like the colors. So I would probably pick this one up if I saw it.
It looks better. I still don't think I'd pick it up if I saw it. That $35 can go a lot further elsewhere.
Yeah, this would be probably the only one. Well,
and I think this should be your pickup. Since you have a prime shelf, you might as well add this to it so you can have some sort of representation for animated. So when are you going to be picking this up?
I don't want a representation for animated. No.
It looks okay. We discussed on a previous show the proportions on bot mode seem wrong. His chest is far too... It literally looks like a barrel. He's not barrel-chested. He has a barrel for a chest. And if this looked decent, I probably would pick it up because I do really like the design of animated Optimus, especially with this more G1-ish style, but it's just not for me. And it's like deluxe sized. I know you are shaking your head and don't like it, but I'll see it when it gets in your collection.
That means that somebody placed it here that doesn't live here and was trying to play a joke on me or something like that. So no, this will not make it into my collection. This will not. My wallet just called me and said that he will leave me if I decide to buy this figure. So no, this is not gonna happen. I don't think. Yeah. And this is
what about this?
Nope, not gonna happen.
It looks scary. I don't know how Hasbro keeps making this figure look worse and worse and worse and worse. I get it. It's not the designer's fault. It's probably some budgetary constraints or something. But this doesn't look like it could fly. It looks like a submarine.
That's what I said on a previous episode. Yeah. It doesn't look like a jet. It looks like it would be a hovercraft or something like that.
And I hate what they did with the arms, how you could unpeg it and plug in the gun. That was what the games did, where their arms turned into it, but their arms got bulkier with the gun. They didn't turn into like needles.
His arms are so skinny. That chest is huge. Those legs are huge. Well, from the thigh down, are huge. But that arm is the opposite of a pimp hand. That is like a pimp hand. That's right there.
Yeah, no, and the whole canopy being rubber really is not a good look. As well as I heard reports, it's not, substantiated, that the tip, the nose cone is also rubber. And that's just not a good... I don't understand where they went wrong with this figure.
You're not going to poke your eye out, maybe? I don't know. It's just...
Which would have been fine if it was the normal size. If it's what, like if it looked like the game model. So, anyways, go watch our other videos. We really go in depth on how much Bobby loves this thing. Next, we've got Studio Series. I think is it Junkeep? Is that this one, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so this looks fine. He does look like he has a big old nose in that alt mode. Like the two red eyes and this big old like vacuum nose.
Gonzo.
Yeah, and it looks good. It doesn't blow me out of the water, but it's a mold from when? 2020? 2019, somewhere around there. So
yeah, this was, I will be picking this up. It's not going to be pre-ordered. If I see it in the store, I'll grab it. I haven't touched my Rekar in forever, since it first came out, so I don't even remember anything about it. That's what's really bad. I like the little kickstands on the alt mode. I like the tires. I've always liked the spike tires. So again, this will be something that I'll pick up, and if they keep them coming out, I'll probably continue to pick them up because I thought the Junkions were cool, but this is not something that I would be hunting for.
Yeah, same. If I see this in store, I might pick it up, but time will tell. Next, we've got Leader Class Tigerhawk, and I am going to be 100% honest. This thing is growing on me a little bit. I think it's decent. It's just too small. And the fact that I know that there are some third-party companies working on this makes me want to just skip this.
Those weapons are hollow, 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 hollow. You can say echo in the
the guns on the side. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this was always. Oh, go ahead.
Go on. I was just gonna say this is if I see it in stores, I might pick it up. If it's on sale and I haven't gotten something in a while, because again, I'd rather have trans arts or a masterpiece version. It could be a Takara masterpiece. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have a preference.
I would pick this up just to call you and say, "Do you want it?"
And then go return it.
and that would be it. This would be like, hey, I found this at whatever my local store was. Do you want it? And if you said yes, then I'd be like, okay, cool. Otherwise, this will be another one of those that I push to the side to see what's behind it.
I don't think you're going to be doing that with leader classes. I think you're going to be skipping leader classes altogether because the other one is a laser prime, which I don't know if you have that one, if I remember right.
I do have that.
Yeah, I hate the shoulders on that thing. All right, let's move into third party. We've got Ocular Max PS21A Medicus. This is the alternative toy version. I don't know what they did to this, but it looks so much worse.
It does look bad. I love
the mode looks great.
Yes.
Yeah, but the bot mode, the proportions look wonky from this angle at least. The head looks bad, and I usually like the toy decos better, and this is not doing it for me.
I don't like the head. The head throws me off, and it throws me off enough that I won't pick this up. I'm just gonna stick with the original.
Does this sway you at all?
It looks good this way, again, and it's probably based on it looks more like the alt mode, just extended out than it does in the bot mode. I can't see that head. So, if for some reason I didn't like the original combiner and this combiner looked good and I wanted to, maybe have, two sets, one in combined mode and this version looked better in combined mode, that may make me jump in to get it. But as it stands right now, no.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Next, we've got DX9s on the Legacy Dinosaur Combiner upgrade kit. If you are in China, you could go ahead and get this bonus blue swords, which I think look really cool, and they should sell these separately.
I personally think you're going to go to China just to pick these up to go with your set of Legacy Dinobots, excuse me, since you already.
And then when I get that, I'll make sure to send it to you because it more fits in your collection of Legends figures. Next, we've got a whole bunch of images for King Toys Tera Howl. I think that's how you pronounce it, which is the second one of Lanyan. So let's just go through them really quick. I really like how the swords combine here. I think it looks really cool.
I like how it combines, and I like how he holds it.
Yes. And here's another picture of it. It's huge. Those swords are big. And this thing does look great. Here it is without the wings, which is kind of cool to see. So you could see the posability kind of on it. I'm sure the legs have all the posability you need.
I can see him throwing that sword. I'm sorry. I'm still on the sword.
And here's the arm mode, which again looks fine. Not much to see there without it being in color. And I really like that the hands are spiders. Maybe not for the Dinobots, but I kind of just want that hand by itself. Just because I like spiders.
I like spiders too. I used to have a pet tarantula, so that's um, about as much as I like about spiders. The hand looks really good. The arm, or I should say, looks really good. I like how the pterodactyl head really kind of hides itself, but you can still see it, so I don't have to worry about it.
It incorporates itself into the shoulder really nicely.
Yeah, so it looks good. I mean, again, I thought I was going to be out on this set, and it doesn't look like it.
Yes, and here is the pterodactyl mode, which again looks really good. Really big wingspan. I think this thing looks great, and I really like this. With the wings wrapped around, I think this looks really neat. I'm hoping they come out with this in an alternate color scheme like they did with the Predaking. Maybe not gold, but black or something, because I would probably pick this up in another color scheme. But I just don't need this as SWOOP or any Dinobot adjacent figure.
I just really want to see this in color. I know from the images that we saw, they look like they were different colors to some degree. So
from they were all still red, gold, and
well, that's what I mean. Right. Yeah, it wasn't like, the Dinobots you basically that I'm are silver, and then have some gold on it. So these had different colors that were different enough from the Dinobots that I grew up watching. So I'm curious to see what they do with this. If they're going to go with those colors that they showed at the beginning, are they going to do more of a G1 type color? And second on that, if they, whatever color they come out with, if they re-release another set, are they going to do that in a different, whatever the color is that they didn't do?
Yeah, no, I would love to see this in a different color scheme, but time will tell. Next, we've got another picture of Renderform's G2 Crasher, what they're calling it. If it is this color green, I won't even look at it. I'm completely out. It doesn't match the green at all. And he could probably change it as it goes into production, but
I literally picked up another another Mirage to, potentially do this head swap with. And if this is the color, then I will actually be swapping this Mirage in for my money back.
It's just not the right color. So hopefully he'll get that fixed. And he's pretty good on that. So time will tell. Next, we've got Metagate's Brave Warrior, which is their drift retool. And I actually like this color scheme. I think it looks great. Now, have you seen the head on this figure?
I have.
This looks so weird with the human-esque face.
This did two things for me. It made when I was younger, I used to watch a show called Ronin Warriors.
Oh, yes, me too.
And that's what the human form reminded me of, which I actually like, because I actually have some Ronin Warriors characters. So I actually like that aspect of it. I also got Pretender vibes from it because of, so
that's a good way to not have body by anything.
I was like this on it. The one thing that I noticed is that they didn't show a helicopter mode.
They did not. So I think they're leaving that behind, even though that sword can definitely turn into the helicopter blades.
So will you be picking this up?
Oh, no. Honestly, if it had a different head, I think this is one of the better looking ones, but I still would probably pick up the black one versus all of them.
Yep. Same here.
All right, so let's talk about what is incoming. And the first thing, we've got MMC's Vivace, the SG Nemo, and the Cheetor and Rosanna. Now, you might say, why are these in the incoming? That's because they're up for pre-order at certain sites. So if you missed them out at TFCon, now here's your chance to go get them again.
Yeah. And what's funny to me about all this is that Cheetor is still making its rounds.
But it's sold out at every con. It's sold out at the BotCon. It's sold out at TFCon when we saw it, and now it's back up. So people like it. I'm just not one that likes it. I want to like it. I want a trans-tech Cheetor, but this just isn't it.
Yeah, and I know how much you want that Rosanna, so I think you should get it. Just bite the bullet and get it.
No, it's too expensive. Next, we've got Mobian Studio Star Overlord Shadow. So we've talked about this before. This is the T-Rex / Grimlock guy that turns into a gun as well. It looks great. I just wish it wasn't so big. I get it because it turns into the gun, but I don't want it if it's that big.
Well, I'll see what it looks like in a couple of weeks, I guess.
Well, there you go. Next, we've got New Ages Stratos. Yeah, it looks fine. It's coming out soon.
So this actually made me think of something. I saw the slicer, some other images of the slicer, and it looks like, I knew it was going to look like this, but the chest is overbearing, and I am out on getting the slicer.
All right, I don't blame you. I think you'll still be picking it up. Next, we've got DST Black Raid Warrior. So this will be coming soon as well. So I'm sure you'll be happy to get another one of these very monotone looking bots.
Yes, 2 more. So yes, I'm really excited to finish this set off. I'm hoping that I have no issues with this one. Right now, 2 out of the 3 have had issues, so don't like that aspect about it. So hopefully I'll at least get to 500 with 2 good, 2 that had issues out the box.
All right, so let's talk about what's recently recently released, and there's only one, and that's Magic Square's Shadow Master Mirage, the metallic version. It's only $40. I think you need to get it for your growing Legends collection. It does look like a fine figure though too.
I mean, it's blue. It can go in your Cryotech army.
No, it already is an established character. If they inverted the blue and the white, then they might have me. But they didn't. This is literally just Mirage. I do like that it says NES on the shoulders. It's very reminiscent of the Nintendo Entertainment System. So I do like that.
I do not have a pre-order in for this. I do not have an order in for this, so I think I'm still passing on it. And that's something else.
All right. Well, wait to see that in Bobby's collection. So that's everything we have for you today. Let us know if there's anything you liked, what you're going to be picking up. And Bobby, what should they do?
Oh, as always, please click the subscribe button, like, share, and comment. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, so help us out. That subscribe really does help us out, and we appreciate it. I think I got
exactly so. And we'll see you guys very soon, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whenever you're watching this.
Yes, as always, till all debates are won.